Hello Stitchy friends, welcome to the StarlightStitchingCo Flosstube video number 21. I think it's 21, I should have checked. It is August 31st and I'm here to share with you what I've been working on for the last 2 weeks. Just a quick overview. I don't have any stitchy finishes or FFOs. It's been a little bit busy here, but I do have several whips, some knitting whips, a sewing FFO, some haul, and some plans, and even a little bit of quilty plans. I don't know when I'm going to find the time to quilt, but I'm making plans to make it eventually, I guess. So I guess we should just start off with the cross stitch whips, since cross stitch is what you're here to see. The first thing I have that I worked on, I'm looking for the cover photo. It's in here somewhere. Autumn Love by Lori Holt. I started this fall of last year, so 2022. And here's where I'm currently at. So since you last saw me, I had this block finished and I had started on the border for this block. So since then I have added in this long block and these 2 blocks of border. And I've just barely got a start on the long block in the center. I've got a little bit right here. So wherever my thread has ended off, I need to get a project board or something to hold this better for you so I can stop moving it around. There we go. Wherever the thread ended off, I just continued with the closest bit of border until I ran out of a strand of thread. So that's why we have multiple ones started. But this is where I'm at. I'm using all of the called for DMC. I did switch the color of the house to the darker blue that's in the pattern. The only thing I'm not sure about is I kind of want to switch the door color to something a little brighter. I think the window color is fine, but the dark gray of the door I'm not a huge fan of. So I don't know if I should switch it to white. I can't switch it to red because the hearts are there. I thought about maybe switching it to the lighter yellow or even the darker yellow. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that one. I'll probably just leave it because it's already stitched, but that's one thing that's been on my mind. So that's where I'm at on this. I do want to keep working on it. I have hopes of having it finished this year. And I have this in a project bag that's from Starry Owl Stitchery and some pretty blues. I love me some blues. The next project I worked on a little bit. Not a lot. I think I only spent maybe 1 day stitching on it. So this is Roses for Ruby by the Scarlett House. And I'm stitching this piece in memory of my mother-in-law. I'm going to be changing up the pattern a little bit to include some of the flowers from the floral motif sampler instead of a couple of the motifs in this pattern, but I'll share that more once I get to it. And I am using my own color conversion. And this is stitched on Weeks Dye Works 32 count linen in the color Blush. And I have 1 leaf mostly done, a little leaf done, and a start on the pink in the rose. I really wanted to get to that rose. And the camera's blowing this out, but this is really a lovely pale pink, which was my mother-in-law's favorite color, so it's fitting. yeah, I use my own color conversion, and I need to share that on Instagram still. I don't think I've done that yet. This is in a project bag that I made. And it's using some, is it folktail fabric? Yep, folktail fabric. I had a mini charm pack and then some of the fabric on hand in fat quarters. And then I bound the edges. I really don't like the bound edges. I don't know. I guess the binding takes over too much. Like now it's all I see because the binding is going all the way around. When I want the patchwork to stand out like this does. So the two I made, the other one's back here. It's empty right now. I think I'm actually going to unpick the binding on these and then just use my serger to sew up the edges, so I'll have the exposed serging thread on the inside. And then it'll just be the patchwork without the binding around it. They're just for me, so it doesn't really matter if there's serging exposed on the inside. I could bind it on the inside if I really wanted to, but probably not. I don't think it's going to happen. Next up, I worked on Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I started this with a sal that was happening, oh goodness, I think, was it earlier this year? I don't remember. Either way, here's where I'm at. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 blocks done, and I just have 2 left. I have the 2 on the bottom, Go Sledding and Believe. And then I will be done. So this is looking like it will definitely be up on the wall at Christmas time. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count raw gold Zweigart linen. It's one of my favorite linens because it sparkles. And I am using my own color conversion of Classic Colorworks, which I think I shared that on Instagram already, but if you would like to know what it is, just leave me a comment and I'll share that with you. As is with any question that you might have, of course. There's that one. And then I have one more whip that I worked on, and that's At Home by Brenda Gervais. It's a really lovely pattern. Let's not show the pattern on my floss. I'm using all the called for flosses. And this I am stitching on hold please. I really should have a list with all of this written down. I didn't write it down. Okay, that's helpful. I think it's 32 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. See, here's where I'm at. Still a whole lot of empty fabric. But I did get, let's see, all I have left is the very centers of the blue flowers, and this top border is totally done. So pretty. I love it. So I'm excited to continue the border and then get started on some of the center motifs. I'm doing this one a little bit differently than I've done the other samplers. I always start on the border. But on the other ones, I take the main chain of the border, so like this zigzag vine, and go all the way around and make sure it meets. But on this one, I'm just actually stitching the full border all at once. So hopefully I don't get off on my counting, or else we're going to have to figure it out. But I think there's enough space in between the motifs on this one that if I have to fudge something a little bit, it won't be that difficult. Fingers crossed, right? But anyway, here's this one. Such a gorgeous pattern, and I'm loving stitching on that. Let's see if I can get it all back in my bag here. And that's all that I have for cross stitch whips. I've been spending a lot of time either on Autumn Love or Christmas Rules, pretty much. I've contained myself. And I've got this in my Daydream Daisies tote, as well as 2 other projects. I have my Let Love Rain all kitted up, and I'm patiently waiting for my birthday to start it. The other samplers are keeping me busy. And I also have Rejoice Evermore in here. And both of those, I'm using my own color conversion. I haven't done anything on Rejoice Evermore since I last showed it to you, but I'll quickly show it to you again. So this is what I was talking about with making sure the border chain matches. And I haven't done any of the other details on the border. This is the same 32 count Mayflower Fox and Rabbit fabric from Fat Quarter Shop. I had ordered a yard, so there was enough for Rejoice Evermore at home. And then I've also got Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. I have that fabric cut for that one as well. And there's still some smaller pieces that I can use for ornaments or whatnot. So what should we go to next? Knitting or sewing? I'm going to go with sewing because I really want to show you this. This is what I made last weekend. Actually, I made 2 of them. So I had a jelly roll of this fabric from Connecting Threads that I've had for a long time. It's just been hanging around. And I knew I wanted to make a present for my best friend for her birthday. A patchwork tote to hold all of her crafty supplies in, and for me to hold all my crafty supplies in for when we go on vacation. So we're actually leaving for vacation today. I'm super excited. So I will be filling this up with the crafty projects that I plan on taking with me. And they will be all contained in this sweet little tote bag. So there's a zipper on the front, the same zipper on the back, and inside there's just one zipper, and then it's just a big open bag. So pretty simple for the lining, no closure for the top. It just hangs out. I thought about adding something to help close it on the top, like a flap with a snap or something, but I just didn't. I was trying to get it done. These 2 took me a total of about 9 hours, I think, to finish. And I watched a video on how to inset the zipper like this. You can see it better on the inside. How to inset the zipper like that. I use the same technique on the front and the back to inset the zipper. And it involves putting the fabrics right sides together, sewing around it, and then cutting through all of the layers. Let me tell you, I was so nervous cutting through this quilting to make this zipper, but it worked and it looks great. And this zipper goes all the way down to here, or this pocket goes all the way down to here. So they're nice big pockets. Because you know me, I gotta be able to find my scissors quickly. I'm always losing my scissors everywhere. So that was a fun new technique that I learned. Sorry, the dog was thundering down the stairs. I'll link that video that I watched down below in case you would like to learn how to do this too. It was a little fiddly at first, but not not that bad after all. I mean, I did it 6 times to make this bag and the other bag. So, but it was nice to be able to use the jelly roll that's been laying around, as well as like fabrics that I already had on hand and supplies I already had on hand to make my friend a present and me one too. I think I need to press this better to get this corner to stay out. Maybe once it's stuffed full of stuff, it'll want to stay out. So now I just need to decide what to fill it with to take with me on vacation, so I have all of my crafty supplies together. I'm super thrilled with how that came out. It's one of those projects that actually came out how I envisioned it in my mind, which if you're a creator, you know that almost never happens. Almost never. So now on to knitting. I have made some progress. I'm working on a Mussleburgh? We'll go with Mussleburgh. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I don't know which one's right. But I'm knitting a Mussleburgh hat. This is my first real knitting project. I mean, I made some, I call them doll blankets. I just basically took a skein and knitted it until I ran out of yarn and then gave it to my daughter to use for her dolls. So they're doll blankets. But I'm working on a Mussleburgh hat. This is so strange to show. I don't know how to do it. So here's where I'm at. You can see where my increases ended, which is right about here. And I've knit that much so far. And this is, hold please. I kept the tag. An Arroyo Cirrus gray yarn. Here's what it looks like all balled up. It's blue with deeper, like variegated blue with grays in it. And it just is knitting up so pretty. I mean, look at that. I knit that. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I mean, there's parts of it that don't look perfect, but it looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. So yeah. Now, as long as it's the right size, I mean, it's knit, so it is pretty stretchy. But we'll see. But this will be the perfect travel project in the truck to keep my hands busy while we're on the road. And I don't think I'll be able to finish it while we're on vacation. I keep looking at it because I'm just so happy with the stitches. I don't think I'll be able to finish it while we're on vacation. But in case I do, and I need something to keep my hands busy when I run out of light for cross stitch or when we're in the truck, I'll be making a second one. These are both for Christmas gifts. So I just last night balled up this yarn. It's the same brand, the Arroyo, except the color is Escoria. So this is lovely black and like a blue-gray and green and brown. Very, very earthy tones. Super pretty. So I balled these up, 2 skeins, and they're ready to go just in case I need to start a second Mussleburgh hat to keep me busy. And they're both Malibrigo yarns. And I am containing all of this nonsense, as well as some other knitting tools, in a little pouch that I got from the Twice Sheared Sheep. Yep, Twice Sheared Sheep. But it's just like the perfect size to hold everything, and it sits nicely in my lap for in the truck or in the car or whatever the case may be. So I will definitely be taking that. I guess we kind of skipped into plans a little bit, didn't we? So in my tote bag, I'll be packing my extra yarn for knitting. I'll be taking Autumn Love and probably Christmas Rules. I want to take my big old bag of samplers because that's all that's in. Oh, bonked myself in the head. Big old bag of samplers because that's all that's in here. But I also really want to finish Autumn Love and Christmas Rules. And I know if I take the samplers, I'll spend time on the samplers instead of the two that I really want to get done. I don't think, I mean, it's only 9 days, so there's no way I'm going to be able to finish all that stitching. But I might take this handbag that has Clarissa's Garden Sampler in it. I haven't worked on it in the last 2 weeks, but I'll just show it to you quickly. Here's where I'm at. And then this bag also has in it Honeybee Quaker by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And here's where I'm at on that one. Complete with needle with thread still on it hanging down. So I might take that, but it's really unrealistic that I would be able to get Autumn Love and the rest of Christmas Rules done in 9 days. I mean, I do normally have more time stitching when we're camping, but so yeah, I'll probably leave this one at home. I don't know. Decisions. Next up, on to haul. I've been a little bit better about haul. Some of this is stuff that I ordered a long time ago that just now came in. Excuse me. Itchy eye. I picked up the pattern, let's see, on Fat Quarter Shop's Flosstube. Kimberly shared the Count Your Stitches cross stitch pattern. Here we go. Isn't that cute? So this is based on a quilt made by Sherry McConnell. So I would love to stitch this up and hang it on my craft room wall. And then, of course, I also had to get the quilt pattern. And what I've decided, it doesn't seem to take that much fabric, really. A fat 1/8 bundle, 2 other fat 1/8s, some backgrounds and borders, then binding and backing. So what I've done is I've gone through all of my scraps from making clutches and totes and handbags. I love this daisy print. And I've put together a bundle of a whole bunch of varying fabrics to use on this quilt. And I think it's going to be so much fun to have a quilt made from the scraps of all of the bags I've sold. So I don't know when I'm going to have time to cut that up. We'll see. But I want to make it. I want to add it to my to make list. I got this Dimensions stocking kit to make for my father-in-law because the Christmas presents with the old truck, it just seems to fit him. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to get it finished this year. I mean, maybe if it was the only thing I worked on. There is quite a bit of open space in this one, so it's not full coverage like the one I did for Sophie. But I don't know, maybe later this month I will start it up. I've got my easy count guideline out so I can grid it up when I decide I want to get started on it. I have so many other large projects though. Too many decisions. Okay, next. So sorry for the crinkle. I should have opened that earlier. I got my Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month. I get the 14 count Aida, and this is the color Lunar. So it's a pale mottled bluish purple. Definitely has a purple vibe going for it. It's very pretty. I will definitely use it. Now I get to put this in my collection with Aida. I think I'm probably going to have to cancel this club subscription just because I have 3 bins full of 14 count Aida and more that won't fit in the bins. So I think I'm going to have to cancel my subscription until I use up a little bit more of my stash. Next up, I purchased 3 different Primrose Cottage Stitches patterns from Annabella's. So we have the Autumn Quaker. Sorry, that one was just too hard to read backwards through the camera. Autumn Alphabet, which I love. I'm definitely stitching this one this year. Definitely. And Leaves of Autumn, which is just super sweet. It says, "Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree." Really pretty. Next up, I ordered the Heart and Hand Anytown Tiny Town. This was an exclusive pattern. Where was this? Keepsakes. An exclusive pattern for Keepsakes that I ordered months ago, like in the spring, I think. And it finally arrived. And, you know, nothing can ship alone. So I also ordered some 18 count Freeze by Atomic Ranch. So there's tan with blue and green. And down here there's even a little bit of a pinky hue to it. And then I also ordered also from Atomic Ranch, 14 count Aida in the color Weathered Stone. So this is like a creamy neutral with a little bit of a green hint to it. Again, very pretty. And also even more fabric to add to my overfull fabric collection. All right, looking around, I think we've covered everything. That's all I have to share with you today. So this will be just a shorter video. Oh, no, I want to do a shop update real quick. So, listing on September 1st in my shop at 1 p.m. Sorry, there's mess in my bin. I will have some pumpkin patch clutches. Now I have 2 options of the pumpkin patch. I'm calling this one Pumpkin Patch Pumpkin, and this one Pumpkin Patch Gingham. So this one is in a yellow gingham binding, and this one is an orange polka dot binding. Both of them are adorable. Isn't it amazing how the binding just changes the complete look of the fabric? So I have those available. And then I also have this one. I think I called this one Foxy Forest. But look at those adorable little foxes. And the toadstools and the acorns. Super cute. Pretty leaf charm. So I have some clutches. And then I have 2 options for handbags. I have this one, which is the sunflowers and honeybees, with a sweet little sunflower charm that insists on spinning around to the back. And then I have this one, which I'm going to call Summer Flowers. So I'll have those 2 handbags. I have 8 of these and 12 of these, and then 10 of each of the clutches. And I'll also have 8, yes, I think 8 of the Daydream Daisies handbags. Yeah, my favorite one. I'll have 8 more of these available in the shop as well. Now, we are going on vacation, so I have the handbags about halfway done. We'll see how much more I get done this morning. I have the clutches. These are totally done. These 2 are almost done. I need to unpick the binding and redo the binding on them. When you get a new sewing machine, you have to line things up in different places than you're used to. And sometimes it makes things a little difficult. So I do have to fix those. So I won't be getting any more sewing time until September 11th, which is right before the 15th. So please give me approximately 2 to 3 weeks to get these done and shipped out to you. Obviously, the ones that are done, those will ship out on the 11th, probably, on September 11th or 12th. These that are done. And the rest, give me like 2 to 3 weeks from the time of ordering to get those done. But I will get them done and shipped out to you, I promise. Or of course you'll get a refund, because you know I'm not gonna steal your money. All right, that's it. We've talked about everything. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That really helps me out with the algorithms on YouTube, which I know nothing about. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I love getting to read each and every comment that is submitted. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. I hope you get lots of stitching and crafty time in. Bye.